The film starts with a group of 7 friends. They come together to celebrate a friend's birthday at an old mansion they've rented. As the party goes on, they run out of drinks. Since it's a party, they desperately want more drinks. They wonder where they could get some, as the mansion is quite far from the nearest town. But they really want the drinks, so they start thinking that in such a big mansion, there must be some drinks hidden somewhere. Their search leads them to the basement door, which is locked. Now, they should have turned back, ignored the basement altogether, but they were in the mood for adventure, so they broke the lock and went down. The basement was filled with old, dusty things, making it look like the house belonged to a collector, someone with a passion for hoarding items. While exploring, they find an old box containing tarot cards. Tarot cards are similar to playing cards, but they reveal readings about your personality and predict how your future may unfold. Some cards even feature names of demons, devils, witches, and other mystical beings. According to the readings, whatever card you draw predicts what will happen to you. These cards were strange, and they seemed hand-drawn by someone. One of the friends, Haley, knew how to read tarot cards. Everyone asked her to do their readings, to tell them their fate, their future, and what kind of people they were. At first, Haley refused, as it's forbidden to use someone else's tarot cards. But since it was her friend's birthday, she gave in. Even though she had a bad feeling about it, she didn't want to disappoint her friends. So they all went upstairs and began the tarot card reading. They laid out 12 cards in a circle and placed the 13th card in the center, which would be the final, most important card. The first turn went to the birthday girl. Her card was the High Priestess. Haley told her, "You are curious about everything, always wondering what's happening and why. You try to find out the truth behind everything, but this curiosity can get you into trouble. It could bring you success, but it may also be your downfall. You're climbing the stairs, but take it easy. If you're not careful, you could slip and fall, and that could give you a deep shock." This warning is connected to the reading on your card, which was the High Priestess. After that, it was Haley's other friend's turn. Her card was the Hanged Man. Haley told her, "You're going to face some trouble related to technology, but don't worry, everything will be fine. Just don't panic when you see the problem. And don't run away." Next up was another friend, Paige. Her card was the Magician. Haley told her, "You're going to be pulled in 2 different directions, and you might end up being trapped." But Paige brushes it off. One friend, Paxton, goes to the bathroom and sees someone on the balcony. But when they turn the light on, there's no one there. Paxton's turn comes up for the tarot reading, but he refuses to take part because of a fight with Haley. So another friend takes his place. His card is the Fool. Haley tells him, "Don't make any hasty decisions. You'll feel trapped, but trust those close to you. If one door closes, another will open, and you'll find a way out for yourself and your friends." Next was Paige's friend, and his card was the Hermit. Haley warned him that he might break his principles, which would lead to trouble. Now, only Haley's friend was left. He came forward, and his card was the Devil. Haley told him, "You're damaging your relationships. You need to face the demon. Either you'll have to make a sacrifice or lose someone close to you. If you don't want that to happen, confront the demon." After everyone's reading, Haley finally did her own. Her final card was Death. The reading suggested that someone close to her could cause her death, but if she survived, it would lead to a new beginning. Though she didn't take it seriously, deep down she felt uneasy. The next morning, everyone leaves. On their way back, they stop at a gas station where Paige's friend scratches off a card and wins $1,000, which makes him happy. This fulfills his tarot reading that he would receive money from somewhere. That night, everyone goes home, except Haley's birthday friend, who returns to her hostel. After taking a shower, she sees a ladder descending from the attic. She quietly pushes it back up and goes to her room, remembering Haley's warning not to let curiosity get the best of her. But later, someone knocks on her door loudly. When she opens the door, she saw that the ladder had come back down again. She started walking towards it, but she didn't notice someone standing behind her, though she did feel something strange. When she turned on the light, no one was there. She thought it must be the hostel girls playing a prank on her, so she quickly began climbing the ladder. But when she got up to the attic, there wasn't any girl there. Instead, standing there was the High Priestess, the same figure from her tarot card. She screamed loudly, but the sight of her made her fall down and faint. Then, the High Priestess picked up the ladder and slammed it down on her. She kept attacking, again and again, crushing Haley's friend until she died, just like Haley had warned in the tarot reading. Curiosity will destroy you. Climb the ladder slowly, or you'll slip and fall. That's exactly what happened, and she lost her life. But to everyone else, her death seemed like an accident. Her friends gathered after hearing the news of her death. Everyone was deeply sad and disturbed, but no one knew that it was all because of the tarot cards. Later that night, after the others left, Haley stayed with Paige, who was especially devastated by their friend's death. Haley explained to her, "When I was younger, I learned how to read tarot cards. At that time, my mother was sick. And every time I did a reading for her, I saw her death coming closer. That's why they say we can't change our fate." She tried to comfort Paige, saying, "Even if you were with our friend, you wouldn't have been able to stop it later." Paige's friend offers to drop Haley's friend home, the one who liked her. But while returning, something strange happens. As they had seen in his tarot reading, the hermit was being guided by the wrong path. He wanted to take the train back home, but was forced to go down the path of the hermit. Suddenly, a train came out of nowhere and crushed him, causing his brutal death. And so, his reading too came true. He was on a path of love, going to drop off someone he liked, but the wrong path led to his tragic end, just as the reading predicted. The next day, when the friends hear about his death, they're shocked. They start to suspect that everything is happening because of the tarot readings. How could two friends die in 2 days? It couldn't just be a coincidence. Everyone agrees with Haley and begins to wonder, what should we do now? They knew they needed help, so they turned to the internet. That's when they discovered a woman who was an expert in such matters, an oracle. The oracle had written about the tarot cards and how they had caused the deaths of many people. They tried calling her, but she didn't answer. Desperate, they decided to go directly to her house, which was far from the city. When they finally reached her house and knocked on the door, she didn't answer at first, but when they explained that their friends had died because of the tarot cards and that they were next, the oracle finally opened the door. She invited them inside and revealed that the tarot cards they had used were cursed. She explained that many people had died because of them, in places like Mexico, Woodstock, and even London. The only survivor from the London incident was her, because while she had done readings for others, she had never done one for herself. By the time she realized the cards were responsible, they had already disappeared from her possession. Ever since then, she had been searching for them to destroy them, so they wouldn't claim more lives. They asked where the cursed cards came from. The oracle had already researched this and told them that the cards were cursed by a king in the 18th century. The king's queen was pregnant, and the king was thrilled. He asked his astrologer to read their future, and the reading revealed that both the queen and the child would die during childbirth. The king was furious and demanded that the reading be changed, but no matter how many times the astrologer tried, the outcome was always the same: death. The card drawn was death, which could mean both death or a new beginning, but the king only saw death. Enraged, he exiled the astrologer and her daughter from the kingdom. When the time came, the reading came true. The queen died in childbirth, and the child also perished. Devastated, the king was consumed by grief and madness. In his fury, he accused the astrologer of witchcraft, blaming her for the deaths. He ordered severe punishments for her and had her daughter killed by his soldiers. Heartbroken and enraged, the astrologer sought revenge. The astrologer created those cursed cards and used them to read the future of the king and his soldiers. Then, she performed a dangerous ritual, sacrificing herself so that her soul would be forever bound to those cards. This is how the cards became cursed, as her soul was attached to them. One by one, the king and his soldiers began to die, exactly as their readings had foretold. In this way, the astrologer's revenge was complete. However, because her soul was tied to the cards, anyone who used them would meet the same fate, leading to their death. Now, with the cards cursed, this meant the same for Haley and her friends. Their deaths were inevitable. The only way to escape was to destroy the cards forever. After hearing this, Haley and her friends decided to head to the mansion where the cards were kept. But on the way, their car broke down on a bridge. At that moment, Haley was certain something terrible was about to happen. It was now time for the reading of Haley's friend, the one with the hangman card. She had been warned about facing a technology-related issue. She was told not to panic and not to run, but she did exactly that. According to her reading, the hangman appeared and actually hanged her, leaving her to die a horrific death in front of everyone. There was no longer any doubt that the cards were responsible for all of this. Seeing this, the others became terrified. Paxton then said, "I don't want to go back to where this all started. I want to save my life," so he decided to leave on his own, heading home. However, he had been warned not to make any hasty decisions, but that's exactly what he was doing. As a result, his reading began to unfold. The Fool card's demon started chasing him. Frightened, he rushed into an elevator, but just as his reading had predicted, he felt trapped. The fool appeared before him, signaling that his death was near. Meanwhile, the remaining friends reached the mansion and threw the tarot cards into the fire. But to their shock, not a single card burned. Confused and desperate, they called the Oracle for help. The Oracle explained that in order to destroy the cards, they needed to perform a ritual that would sever the astrologer's soul from the cards. The Oracle began the ritual, summoning the astrologer's spirit, but she hadn't anticipated how powerful the spirit could be. The spirit arrived and reversed the oracle's reading, giving her a final card, 6 of Swords. 6 swords appeared and pierced through the oracle, killing her instantly. Seeing this, Haley and her friends panicked and ran. However, Paige got separated from them, and her reading started to come true. She had been warned that something would pull her apart. The magician from her tarot card trapped her in a box, and then sawed her in half, causing her to die in a horrific manner. After this, both Death and the Devil began chasing the 2 remaining friends, Haley and her companion. They were both targeted by their own tarot cards, one belonging to Harry, the other to his friend. That's when Harry came up with an idea. If he could perform a reading for the astrologer's spirit, it might break the curse, as her spirit would be severed from the cursed cards. If her spirit perished, the cards would be destroyed, and with the cards gone, the curse would be broken forever. Haley decided that this game had to end, or everything would be ruined. Up until this point, Haley had always said that fate couldn't be changed, but now, with absolute certainty, she knew fate could be altered. However, before they could act, the devil dragged Haley's friend away, while death closed in on Haley. According to her reading, love would be the cause of her death. Haley tried to change her fate by using love, but her friend had already been taken by the devil, leaving only death behind. Death grabbed Haley, but just then, her friend returned. Her friend's reading was that he would have to face the devil, or else he would lose someone close to him. Now, he was confronting the devil, while Haley performed a reading for the astrologer's spirit. The final card revealed death, just like Harry's had. If death took the spirit first, Harry would survive. Haley's friend's fate remained uncertain, as the devil was still dragging him away. Meanwhile, Haley was pleading with the astrologer's spirit, telling her to let go of the past, to move on, and to stop taking innocent lives. During this, Death decided that it would take both Haley and the astrologer's spirit together, but at the last moment, Haley's friend returned once again and saved her. Death then turned to claim the astrologer's spirit, also vanish, and the curse is lifted forever. Just as death symbolizes both an end and a new beginning, the spirit's death marked a new beginning for Haley. As they were heading back, a car suddenly appeared in front of them, and inside was Paxton. His reading had predicted that he would return for his friends, and now we learn how he survived in the elevator. It turns out that his roommate had come back and opened the door, saving him just as the reading had foretold that someone close to him would rescue him, causing the fool and the demon to disappear. In the end, they survived according to their readings, and they destroyed the cursed cards forever. Now, no one else would die in such a way, and with that, the movie comes to an end.